Thank you so much. A lot of people are joining us. A lot of people are commenting, and we are very pleased and we are very, very thankful to all of you. Match number 38 just finished, and surprise, surprise, Kings 11 Punjab have beaten the table toppers Delhi Capitals by 5 wickets. In spite of that, you see a very smiling Sunny on our show because he didn't mind this loss because the Delhi Capitals are still at the top of the table. So, Sunny, welcome to the show. And the straight jumping into the first point, Punjab stun table toppers Delhi Capitals to keep their playoffs hopes alive. Your thoughts on tonight's games?
Well, I hope you are doing good, Imam Bhai. And talking about today's game, I think KXIP did outplay us because even if you look at their death bowling, they restricted us to a very good, not a very good total, but they restricted us to 165. That is a chaseable total on this ground also. As I was listening to pitch report from Sunny Ji, he said that anything below 170 is going to be very difficult to defend on this wicket, the kind of wicket it was. Yes, there was some initial movement for the fast bowlers because it had some live grass on it. And the way Nicholas Pooran batted, man, you got to give credit to him. He and Chris Gayle, that one over which Chris Gayle scored 25 runs of Tushar Deshpande, that actually turned the tables for the both the teams.
एब्सोल्युटली आई नो द तुषार देशपांडे और मेरे को कैसे लगा पता है जब मैच बॉलिंग जब चेस शुरू हुई तो आई थॉट मजाक मजाक में रजाक कर दिया यार मजाक मजाक में इतने रन्स कर दिए लोगों ने तो मतलब एट वन पॉइंट लाइक 66 ऑफ 60 लाइक इतना तेज खेला पंजाब ने इन स्पाइट ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट दे लॉस्ट 3 wickets but Sunny the most happy thing for Punjab tonight would be that they won tonight without contributions from Mayank Agarwal and KL Rahul. That would please them a lot, right? Because Mayank and Rahul have been their key players at the top of the order, and they failed tonight, and still Punjab ended up winning comfortably against the table-topping team. So, do you think this will have even more? This will give them even more confidence now after tonight's game, Punjab to go out there and take the playoff berth?
I think they already have got a boosted confidence from the last match, which they won in the Super Over against Mumbai Indians. And, beating table toppers like Delhi Capitals will definitely give them another added boost. And, as I said, Chris Gayle came into the side and, he actually bring the luck with him for the team. And since then, they are on a winning note. They've won 3 in a row. That's a hat trick for them. And talking about Delhi Capitals, I personally felt we were 15 runs short, and fielding efforts could have been better. And really, really disappointed by the way Prithvi Shaw again gave his wicket.
Yeah, but the surprising thing is, guys, the people who are watching, I think Sharia has already joined Swapnil, as usual. Naresh is also making some comments. Let's get to that in a minute. But Sunny, I think if you look at the scorecard, which we just gone ahead and discussed, the top score for Delhi and Shikhar Dhawan rightly has been adjudicated as the man of the match. Even though I don't agree with it, you never a man of the match from a losing team, but he's got the man of the match. But apart from his score, Sunny, the next highest score was 14 runs by Shreyas Iyer. Then it was Rishabh Pant, who also got for around 14 runs, and then Hetmeyer with 10 runs. Do you think somewhere, Sunny, that Delhi took Punjab for granted and they felt that the bowling lineup which they have, even a 160 target would be enough? Do you see a bit of complacency creeping into the Delhi's game?
Well, rather than complacency, I feel they were very much dependent on someone like Shikhar Dhawan to again give them that kind of start, and eventually he did that. But as Shreyas said that when the new batsman came onto the field, Shikhar Dhawan was saying to that person that the ball is not coming onto the bat properly. Ball thoda ruk ke aa raha hai. That's what Shikhar Dhawan said to new batsman, and that might be got into their mind. And I'm really disappointed, yaar, from Prithvi Shaw. This man has done really well in the domestic circuit. In the test cricket also, he has scored a century. And in last year's IPL, he has done good, but this year is not looking that much good, and that's one spot I think Delhi should be looking for. They should get Rahane in place of Prithvi Shaw, because Dhawan in this kind of form he'll be going all guns blazing. So you need someone to stabilize the other end, and I think Rahane is the best option which fits in that.
Absolutely, I agree. That's what we were discussing off air, and that's very likely. Let me throw in a question, which or a thought which Swapnil has put out there. So, team, can we highlight Swapnil's point? He says that was this the right time to West Nokia, because even though they are at the top of the table, uh, the one or two position is not locked in yet. They are both on 12 points. MI. What if they lose a couple of games? They can slip up to third and fourth, which will have them play the eliminator rather than the playoffs. So, Sunny, to answer you, Sunny, Swapnil, what I feel, it was a good move. It was a positive decision by Delhi Capitals because they picked up a guy, Sams. He is fantastic. I think it was not Nokia. It was they did not miss their bowlers. It was that the Delhi batsmen did not turn up tonight because that pitch did not have any demons. It was a very fresh track and could have easily scored 180 plus. But I think somewhere, as I was saying, I was asking Sunny, I still feel that Delhi was a bit complacent while batting. Rishabh Pant was a bit rusty, coming off, a couple of games which he was not there. He did not look himself. I thought that sending in Hetmeyer, in the 18th over did not make sense. Sunny, for me, I think what I feel about Delhi Capitals is that when they lose an early wicket, it's very good to send in an Hetmeyer because Shreyas Iyer can still bat at four. Rishabh Pant can, do what Hetmeyer is trying to do, which is finish the innings. So Hetmeyer can get a couple of delivery, couple of balls to face, and he's a mighty classic hitter of the ball. So when you have an option like that, why do you want to save him for number 6 or 7? Because it doesn't make any sense at the end of the day.
And also, Imam Bhai, he has played at number 3 or number 4 in the CPL, and he has done really well there. Talking about Shimron Hetmeyer, so I agree with you that he should have been sent up the order, because we all know that Kings 11 Punjab didn't had that kind of bowling lineup today. They were actually playing one bowler short, if I'm not wrong, because you can't expect Maxwell or Nisham to bowl full quota of overs. Although Maxwell has been doing that in this season, I don't know, he has been playing as a bowling all rounder rather than a batting all rounder. But you know there have been a few tactical mistakes done by the captain, Shreyas Iyer, by not sending Hetmeyer up the order. And even though I feel somewhere we were 15 runs short, and although our bowlers did really good job, Daniel Sams, unlucky man he is. Two catches were dropped off his bowling, and if that those catches would have been taken, it could have been a different story altogether.
Absolutely. But I also think that, just a word on Punjab's batting, Punjab's team selection, I think they dodged a bullet tonight. I think they made a huge mistake by not picking Jordan unless he was injured. There was no talk of him being injured. Jordan was the one who won you the match last time. He won. He bowled a fantastic super over against mighty hitters. Pollard and Pandya were facing him. So I think that's one mistake which Punjab did. In spite of that, let me come to my second point, Sunny. Mohammad Shami and Arshdeep Singh, two fantastic performances tonight, which will go under the radar because it will be a batsman's game. Puran scored that 57, then Shikhar Dhawan scored 100. But what about Shami and Ashdeep bowling towards the end? It was them who they were bowling Yorkers consistently, Sunny. Thoughts about their bowling tonight?
Yeah, Shami has been has been in good nick since the start of the IPL. He has been working on his fitness, and the results are there for us. And talking about Arshdeep, another good find for the IPL. And I'm also looking forward to how he performs in the next upcoming games, because all the matches are now a virtual quarterfinal for KXIP, and they are a very good side to beat now, because all the teams which have to play KXIP will be making their strategies. They must be sticking to their laptops or sticking to their diaries in which they make notes, because the way KXIP are peaking, towards the business end of the tournament, it's just brilliant for the IPL, for the viewers, and also for Kings 11 Punjab.
Only not for fans like you who are a huge Delhi Capitals fan. But the good part is, guys, that Punjab has just done something which the other teams have found it very difficult to do. They have beaten Mumbai Indians, they have beaten Delhi Capitals, both the top two teams which were going so well in the tournament, and in a way have really upset their rhythm now. We would love to see how Mumbai Indians go in the next game. So for same for Delhi Capitals, because they've upset the. It's winning like it's like a habit, guys. So when you keep winning, it's a habit. You know that you're going to win. But the moment you get that rhythm is taken a hit, then suddenly what happens is, okay, you try to do something different, and Mumbai Indians or Delhi Capitals might try to do that in the next game. So that'll be interesting. But for me, Mohammad Shami has been fantastic. He's somebody I would want to talk about so much, Sunny. A guy who has been so much. He's been through so much. It's not just on the field; it's about off the field. The kind of things he had to go through. The lot of controversy around. But this guy is made it. Doesn't affect him at all. Any other guy in personal life might have really not done anything with his life. But this guy, Mohammad Shami, in spite of the controversy, he keeps on delivering.
And that has been a very very wonderful thing about Mohammad Shami, because uh, everything which he has done in past 2 years, he has been focused towards cricket, towards do well there, and the results are there for us.
Absolutely. Keshav, welcome, buddy. As usual, हमारा late star, हमारा the icon who comes in and turns up pretty late, and we are the hard workers who start talking from the minute the show starts. और लाड साहब आराम से आते हैं. But jokes aside, Keshav, welcome to the show. Just talking about the victory, the KXIP victory over DC. Your quick thoughts on the game tonight.
First of all, apologies. Actually, I was not home. I have just reached and आते ही मैं सीधा सबसे पहले ये on किया. तो the match, yes, I did see the match where I was. मैं घर पे नहीं था, but बाहर मैं match का update रख रहा था, पूरा match देख रहा था मैं साथ साथ. So yes, as I said yesterday, I was supporting Punjab tonight. मेरी मातृभूमि और जन्मभूमि दोनों का match था. तो उसमें से I wanted Punjab not just because they have been trying to win games relentlessly with a lot of intent, but also for the betterment of IPL for in the coming games, so that the table becomes interesting. And वही हुआ आज. In fact, yesterday मैं सनी को एक दूसरे लाइव सेशन पे मैंने प्रेडिक्ट भी किया था कि if Delhi will bat first, then Punjab has the bowling to keep them within 165, and that's what exactly happened. They scored 164, and
I was the host on that show.
yeah, I mean,
Right.
I think अभी मैं जो भी चीज को हाथ लगा रहा हूँ, it's turning to gold, because yesterday also I won fantasy contest, today also I won the fantasy contest, and मेरी score की prediction भी ठीक आई है. So I think मेरा अच्छे दिन वापस चालू हो गए हैं. चेन्नई के उल्टा हो गया, मेरे लिए ठीक हो गए.
Now, the only thing you need to do next, Keshav, is just say that SRH is going to win the next 4 games, next 5 games, whatever they have, and I will tweet you for sure. Because right now, the only way they can win is through luck, and that's what I would hope. But coming back to tonight's game, Keshav, one quick thing before we move to the next point. A quick word about Shami and Arshdeep. I know that Arshdeep is somebody who has impressed all of us. You keep talking a lot about Arshdeep in the discussions which we have on the group and also on the show. So, quick word about them, because these are the two people who are responsible to ensuring Delhi did not reach a target which is beyond their reach, which is beyond Punjab's reach. So, quick thoughts about Ajith and Shami's bowling tonight.
I think Arshdeep is the sole reason why Punjab is not playing Jordan and Cottrell, because what Arshdeep brings is that left arm angle and also death bowling. So they were if you remember the first game which they played, in their first 11, Jordan and Cottrell both were there. So I think Cottrell was for the left arm and new ball, and Jordan was for the death overs. And now Arshdeep is doing both those jobs for them. So that's why I think now they are able to play Nisham as well. who is a batting all-rounder. Uh, if you compare him with Jordan, Jordan can bat, but जैसा नीशम ने आज वो काम कूल माइंड के साथ एंड में छक्का मारा, probably Jordan वो काम नहीं कर सकता. And Nisham can give you a couple of overs, 3 overs in the middle as well. So the fact that this strengthens their batting lineup a bit till number 7, and also by playing Arshdeep as a death bowler and as a left arm angle, it gives them the you know choice of not playing Cottrell and Jordan together. So I think because of this, finally, they've found the right combination. और अभी उनको सबको अपने अपने रोल पता है. There are two leg spinners. There are couple of really good exponents of old ball and new ball both. क्योंकि आप देखोगे तो शमी और अर्शदीप स्टार्ट भी कर रहे हैं और एंड पे भी डाल रहे हैं. और मिडिल ओवर्स के लिए अगर आपको पेस चाहिए तो नीशम कैन प्रोवाइड, एंड if somebody is having an off day, then Maxwell is there as well for a cover. So I think they have found the right combination finally. And as I said at the beginning when Arshdeep started playing, keep an eye on him. I said about Karthik Tyagi, keep an eye on him. So I think I'm doing a pretty good job these days, यार. Again, जिसको हाथ लगा रहा हूँ सोना बन रहा है.
So all the youngsters who are playing in this IPL, we will flash Keshav's mobile number towards the end of the season. You can get in touch with him because he's the one who can make your life. Okay, so do that. But I really personally felt, Keshav, that Punjab dodged a bullet tonight. Jordan, not playing Jordan is a mistake. Because Jordan has to be in this team. You don't have to have so much of batting. That's what I personally feel. Jordan को आप नहीं खिला के, last game was Jordan won you the last game. It was his super over.
If Jordan doesn't play, then their batting lineup becomes fragile, because at 4 down you have a Deepak Hooda coming who's not had a lot of games in this IPL, or probably in the last couple of seasons ने इतना नहीं खेला. And Maxwell is hot and cold. मतलब आज भी उसने जैसे रन बनाए हैं, सबने देखा है कि वो अभी भी इतने और कॉन्फिडेंस और फॉर्म में नहीं लगा है. So you don't want to depend on the top 3-4. You have to have that security.
My point is, no, I will not play a Maxwell, Keshav. I think Maxwell, this is not Maxwell's season. Maxwell, yes, is giving you a couple of overs or 3 overs with the ball, but that's what Nisham can do as well. And Jordan has to. That Jordan is a kind of a bank. That's your deposit where you can deposit your money. And Jordan was the guy who won you the last game. It was his super over because Shami bowled his over. He was not able to bowl again. It was Jordan's over against Pollard, against the likes of Pandya, against the likes of Surya Kumar Yadav. So I felt that they should have played, but again, at the end of the day, they won, so they will not be complaining. Jimmy Nisham is a good player.
I feel if Maxwell would have failed today as well with the bat, then probably next game they could have seen at Jordan replacing Maxwell. But since today he scored a few runs and he's giving you a couple of overs or even 4 overs sometimes in all the games, so probably that's why अभी वो Maxwell को continue करेंगे. And रही बात Jordan और Nisham में से एक को choose करने की, तो आज it worked for them. Somehow it worked for them because Nisham's calm presence and especially his romance with super overs, Twitter is all over about it. So today it worked for him because he's the one guy who doesn't want yet another super over. So उसने आज last over में जाने नहीं दिया मैच. उसने पहले ही second last over में छक्का लगा के खत्म कर दिया.
Absolutely. Sunny, let's talk about Delhi Capitals, man. I know it's been a tough day at the office for your team, but Shikhar Dhawan, one of the finest players which we have. Not a great T20 player. I never felt he has surprised everybody in this season. I personally felt Dhawan was never a good T20 player. He can give you 50 or 40 or 50 or 45, but that's like a strike rate of around 110, 115, which is not useful in today's game. But I think he surprised a lot of us. So your thoughts about his batting tonight? Now he is the first Indian or a first cricketer in the IPL to have scored back-to-back centuries. Again, T20 year has come up with another thing now. It was never there before. It has come now. So your thoughts on Shikhar Dhawan's batting tonight?
Well, as I said in the earlier episodes, that Shikhar Dhawan, after that match against Mumbai Indians, he looked much more confident and he played much more aggressively with a good strike rate, provided good platform to the team. And that must have been because he scored a half century against Mumbai. So getting runs under the belt does gives you a lot of confidence. And Ricky Ponting must have spoken to him, "Ki, man, you've scored a half century, but that's not the way you should score it. You should score it at a good strike rate, and you should play more aggressively, because you are that kind of player who should show the opponents that yes, I can play this format as well." And I think that has worked for us. And he also completed 5,000 IPL runs today. Now he sits on the second spot in the leading run scorers list in this year's IPL. Rahul is at 540, he's at 465. So I'm happy that he's back in form, and I'm just hoping that someone could anchor the innings at the other end, so that we could get to a good score in the next match, and not get ourselves into similar kind of situation which was there in the match today.
Keshav, your thoughts about Dhawan?
यार देखो, जब आईपीएल शुरू हुआ था तो धवन की फर्स्ट हाफ में परफॉर्मेंसेस नहीं थी, एंड एवरीवन वाज सेइंग कि anyway Dhawan was not really an integral part of India T20 plans for the last year or so, because Rahul and Rohit were being seen as the primary openers, and वो प्रेशर ऑलरेडी बिल्ट हो रहा था धवन के ऊपर. एंड इन द फर्स्ट हाफ व्हेन द परफॉर्मेंसेस वर नॉट कमिंग, एवरीवन वाज सेइंग देयर इज नाउ देवदत्त, there is Prithvi Shaw performing, there is Sanju Samson who can also open for you if need be, there are other contenders as well. So Rahul and Mayank already doing good. So I think that pressure would have gone to him, and that showed in his earlier performances. But then I think he's a kind of player who needs one good innings to get into the rhythm, because he's definitely a rhythm player. Once he picks up the rhythm, you have seen in ICC tournaments what he can do. Back-to-back performances he can give, and I'm not surprised that he has started to score runs so consistently. Yes, I am surprised कि उसने दो back-to-back centuries मारी, and I think पिछली इनिंग से पहले उसकी कोई T20 सेंचुरी थी भी नहीं. So today I was listening on air that he scored that T20 century after 268 innings. He had played 267 innings without a century. So I think that also could be a kind of a record for an opener to be, क्योंकि ओपनर को ही सबसे ज्यादा चांस मिलता है ज्यादा बॉल खेल के सेंचुरीज बनाने का. So now अभी एक भी नहीं थी 267 में, now सीधा बैंग बैंग दो आ गई एक साथ. So yes, I mean he has put pressure, especially on Prithvi Shaw. साथ में ही दोनों ओपन करते हैं, और one of them was being seen as probably the successor of Dhawan in coming years. And Dhawan's performances have put pressure on him as well indirectly, and he has started failing. So that's what experience. You can't buy experience, as they say, and Dhawan has proved it. So I think after this IPL, because see, 500 run का season होता है ना आपका, that means you have had a brilliant season. And I think the way he's going, he'll definitely cross 600. And once you have those kind of seasons, that is a green ticket towards Indian team. If you have not played, then you enter into the Indian team. If you have lost your place, then you can regain it. So I think these two innings have definitely put him on the list of making a comeback.
Fantastic. Right. Sagar Gholam makes a point. Somebody has posted something in, I guess, Bangladeshi. भाई वो इतना मत डालो, इतने comments एक साथ डालोगे तो जो comments अच्छे वाले जो हम पढ़ना चाहते हैं वो that will go away. Sagar Gholam makes a point, guys. I want to put it for you for discussion. KXIP looking very dangerous now in the mid with Gale in middle. It's just heavy middle order with Gale, Puran, Maxwell, Huda, and Nisham. And if their openers fire, then it's all balle balle for Punjab. So, Sunny, you see this to be now, some kind of a omen that Kings 11 Punjab will go ahead and get that fourth spot now. They have a game against KKR also, by the way.
And someone actually, Ritvik, mentioned that pressure mounting on KKR now, because the kind of performances KXIP have given in the last 3 games, and they've almost all the players performing in every match. Some day it's Gale Rahul, other day it's Gale, then the other day it's some other bowler or batsman. So it's a good thing for KXIP. They've got a good combination, as I said, that the teams which will be playing KXIP now would be sticking to their laptops and their diaries, making notes about their weaknesses so that they can, somehow manage to win against them.
No, I'll tell you what happens. When some teams have this winning form. I was telling you before we started our right, Sunny, that they might get beaten by a very unexpected team. इन्होंने दिल्ली को हराया, इन्होंने मुंबई को हराया, but this is what I've seen in cricket, especially in IPL. It happens that when you are going so well, suddenly a team comes out of nowhere and beats you. And let's come back to the basics, Keshav. Kings 11 Punjab are standing right at the cliff, towards the edge of the cliff. They are surviving. They have survived heavy winds for the past 2 games or 3 games. What they need was हल्का सा उनको धक्का चाहिए गिरने के लिए. One more loss and they are out. So, do you think this is good for them? That they know very clarity of mind कि हमें सिर्फ जीतना है, or somewhere it is a kind of a hurdle कि एक मैच हारेंगे तो हम out हो जाएंगे. What do you think is the mindset Punjab is in right now?
I think it's working. It's going to work for them because if you remember the 2016 season of RCB, so they were in a very similar situation where they knew that we have to win the rest of all our games to make it to the playoffs and then of course the finals. So they were in a similar situation where I think they won 4 out of 4 at the end, and Virat had a stellar season, the best season anyone has ever had so far. 4 centuries, 900 odd runs. So I think when desperate teams get into that sort of situations where they are pushed to the wall, and they, especially a team like Punjab who has all the right ingredients but they have been on the wrong end of the results. Having said that, I think वो बोलते हैं ना कॉर्नर टाइगर्स. सो अभी ये इनको क्योंकि अपना कॉम्बिनेशन भी पता लग चुका है और they have been hurting from the kind of losses they have had. So I think now they are clear in their mind कि ये हमें areas हैं जो हमें improve करने हैं, especially the finishing of close games, closing out the crunch moments, and they have found the right combination. And I think अभी क्योंकि उनको पता है कि एक भी slip up हुआ और we are out. So they are not like चेन्नई की आराम से अपना जैसे पेंशन पे चल रहा है चलने दो. So they will target especially अभी देखो टॉप वाले टीम तो उन्होंने हराए हैं, बट द मोर प्रेशर गेम्स वुड बी व्हेन दे मीट जो बॉटम 4 के हैं, क्योंकि ऑल ऑफ देम आर इन द सेम बोट राइट नाउ. सबका एक ही नाव में सवार हैं क्योंकि सबको वो 4th स्पॉट चाहिए और केकेआर से वो लोग फाइट कर रहे हैं. So the games for these bottom 4 teams against KKR and more importantly against each other, that I think that's where the pressure will be tested, and the one who blinks first will lose.
Blinks first. Okay, let's quickly blink towards the points table real quickly. So guys, can we quickly show the points table and we'll discuss over it, and we'll discuss our 4th point. Our 4th point is, guys, race to the playoff now heating up. So, Sunny, Keshav, see what happened tonight. KXIP have gone right at number 5. A team which was languishing at the bottom of the table till last few days ago is at number 5 now, followed by RR, SRH, and CSK. So let's assume that Punjab will end up winning all their 4 matches. They go up to 14 points. Correct? So still they would have to hope that the other teams lose. So
if Punjab wins all of them, all of the remaining matches,
they'll move to 16 points.
4 games, 4 to 8. No, they. Okay, yeah, I think we have got it. Right? No worries, we'll correct it. Okay. हम जानबूझ के points table में थोड़ी गड़बड़ी करते हैं so that we get confused and we can talk over it. Thank you, team, for that. All right.
नहीं, actually, देखो अगर चेन्नई सारे जीतती है तो वो 14 पहुंचेगी. पंजाब और राजस्थान सारे जीतते हैं वो 16 पहुंचेंगे.
Right. So I think it's heating up. Now that बात चली गई है चेन्नई की, तो let's quickly talk about Rajasthan Royals, Chennai Super Kings, and SRH. Sunny, do you still give any of these 3 teams a outside chance?
Probably not. I just feel if for the playoffs, I still feel if somehow as I think Swapnil made a point here, कि only one team may worry about playoffs, and that is RCB, because we have reached that time where they can start choking, and that was the point I was making in the earlier episodes also, that unless and until something bizarre happens with RCB, I don't see any of the team from the bottom four making it to the top four. And I think the way Kings 11 Punjab is playing, the pressure is added up on the team at number 4 spot, that is KKR. And also the pressure is also added on CSK as well, because they still have a chance to make it to the playoffs, but that will come in as mathematically. So I feel if somehow if Punjab loses a match,
Yeah.
I'm talking about mathematically. Mathematically, anything can happen during the business end in the IPL, and
Yes.
that has happened before also. So I just hope we get to see the best team at the number 4 spot, who makes a consistent approach towards that spot. And I would be very happy if a consistent team with consistently winning the matches makes it to the top 4. That will be good for the IPL, for the playoffs, and for the crunch situations as well.
But see, Sunny, it's one thing to have a mathematical chance, and it's another to wanting to get to the playoffs. That want and that intent is not visible in Chennai. So even if they win all games, even if they go to 14 points, they are not right now. They are not worthy of that spot in the playoff. They are not playing uh, the way we know CSK, the way we have seen them play over the years. So they are, first of all, they are not deserving. And if at all any of these bottom teams, अगर कोई chance deserve करती है उस playoff में जाने का, so it has to be either Rajasthan or Punjab, because the way they have played and also the combinations now they have found. राजस्थान के पास आप पूरे 8 टीम में देखोगे तो जो 4 फॉरनर प्लेयर्स है, बेस्ट वो कॉम्बिनेशन है उनके पास. पंजाब के पास आप देखोगे तो आई थिंक अभी जो उनको कॉम्बिनेशन मिल गया है ओवरऑल हर डिपार्टमेंट में, और जैसे उन्होंने कम बैक किए बीटिंग द टॉप 3 टीम्स यार ऑन द ट्रॉट. आरसीबी, एमआई और डीसी, ये टॉप 3 हैं. इन तीनों को एक एक करके हरा के आ रहे हैं ये. So these two teams deserve more than CSK or SRH to get into that 4th spot, if at all KKR slips up.
And that's what exactly what I said, Keshav. I want a consistent team winning consistently, making it to the top 4. So that will be good for the semi-finals, that the playoffs.
हाँ, तो मैंने वही कहा कि अब ये चेन्नई चाहे कंसिस्टेंटली जीत भी जाए, दे स्टिल वोंट डिजर्व यार, बिकॉज ऑफ देयर पुअर डिसीजन मेकिंग, पुअर. अभी आज क्या हुआ, क्रिस श्रीकांत ने बोला, धोनी had given a statement yesterday that we didn't see any spark in the youngsters that we gave chances to.
And
कितने chances
makes a point
दिए? गायकवाड़ को 2 chances दिए और उसको मिडिल ऑर्डर में खिलाया, और आपने जगदीशन को 1 मैच दिया. क्रिस श्रीकांत ने बोला तो भाई साहब तुम केदार जाधव में कौन सी स्पार्क देख रहे हो?
That is the point which Swapnil made here.
वही ना, अभी वो सिर्फ एक बंदे ने आवाज उठाई है, क्योंकि you also would have noticed nobody asked hard question to MS Dhoni in the post match, and Stephen Fleming को आगे कर देते हैं बेचारे को, और आधे सवाल पे वो बोलता है that's for MS to answer. But literally he has said it 2 times, that's for MS to answer.
He's sticking to that process.
हाँ, he's वो बेचारा स्टीफन फ्लेमिंग को मुश्किल सवाल करते हैं और बोलते हैं कि नो दैट्स फॉर एमएस टू आंसर. क्रिस श्रीकांत ने क्या
MS, by the way, they are, I don't know why they are not, वो डरते हैं MS को difficult question. I remember very clearly, on top of my mind, Murli Karthik was interviewing MS Dhoni after post match in the game where he walked onto the field, जो एम्पायर ने नो बॉल दिया था ना, तो उसमें कार्तिक ने पूछा कि so MS thinks you looked a bit tense. Are you talking about the incident where I walked on the field? No, that's not what I was referring to. Okay, Murli Karthik changed the question. So I don't know. Maybe that has to do with a lot of intimidation because of the players which we have, the aura which they have.
But that is understandable with people like Murli Karthik or Akash Chopra, Sanjay Manjrekar, if they are interviewing them. But if अभी तो पिछले कुछ मैचेस से all the foreigner people are interviewing them ना, like Ian Bishop करता है, Danny Morrison, Mark Nicholas, these guys have all the integrity to ask these kind of hard questions. I don't understand why they are also not asking. हर्षा भोगले ने एक बार कुछ किया तो उसको तो सीधा छुट्टी कर दी, लेकिन आप इनको क्या फर्क पड़ेगा? इनको कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, इनकी छुट्टी हो भी गई तो if they ask hard questions, actually people will appreciate them asking these kind of questions. अभी क्रिश श्रीकांत ने आवाज
The only guy who I'd seen doing that is Nasir Hussain, and unfortunately he's not here. Nasir Hussain is the kind of a guy who's a no-nonsense guy. I remember him spatting with Ravi Shastri about an incident which has happened in England many years ago, where Ravi Shastri had said ki Nasir Hussain made a statement, in BCCI not using DRS is absolutely, he used a word. I don't remember it exactly.
I know,
and
Nasir Hussain said Indian fielders are fielding like donkeys.
No. Before that, that was later. But before that, BCCI not using DRS is really bad or something. He used a word in English. Ravi Shastri said, "How can he say that?" And in the show which they have in the studio, next day
said,
on the commentary.
Yeah, he said that ECB is jealous of IPL success and India becoming world champions.
Correct. So that's what happened. Next day, Ravi Shastri, Nasir Hussain asked him on it. He said, Ravi, I want to pick you on something which you said. You said that, I am calling, I'm jealous about Indian cricket. Nobody else is more proud than I am that Indian cricket is doing so well. He said, no, I did not say Nasir Hussain is jealous. When I pick up a newspaper, that's what I read. But, you said ki BCCI not using DRS was pathetic. But, that shouldn't be the case. He said, if Bangladesh was here, or Zimbabwe was here, I would have still said that. And that's where I get my money from. I get paid by ESPN Star to put out my statements and give my commentary. And I don't have, and that's what Nasir Hussain does. I love Nasir Hussain for his commentary.
Even him and also Ian Chappell. Like once he was being asked to come over to India for an India-Australia series, and he denied it. He said, no, I can't come because there are so many restrictions that are being put by the BCCI over the commentary panel that you can't talk about these things. And वो पूरा एकदम मुफट है. आप ऑस्ट्रेलिया के मैचेस में कमेंट्री सुनो उसकी कभी. Once Pakistan was there to tour and Pakistan was whitewashed across all formats, he literally wrote in a column that why the hell are we inviting Pakistan here if they continue playing this kind of cricket? And उसमें पाकिस्तान में बहुत मचा था.
Yeah, there you go. So you also hear this anecdotes from us because we are like those cricket fanatics. We have watched so much of cricket. We have stories to tell you. So we were talking about the IPL. Look where we went. We went to Nasir Hussain in 2004, 2005, and then we touched this on Ian Chappell.
This was 2011.
11, sorry, my bad. See, there you go. So that's how we are this cricket fanatics, guys. So this is what we talk about. All right, let's come back. Tomorrow's game, just one game. Before we go there, fantasy.circleofcricket.com is the place you go and pick your team. As Keshav said, he won. He was number one tonight. Fantastic, well done, Keshav. Sunny has not had the greatest of lucks in picking up his teams, but you can go out there, Circle of Cricket page pe, fantasy.circleofcricket.com पे जाओ, अपनी टीम बनाओ, challenge each other, make a lot of teams, win cash up worth to 42 lakh, 42 lakh of rupees is you can win if you can do stuff correctly. A lot of matches still to go, so still there is a lot of time. Okay, tomorrow just one game, एक ही game है, और what is the game tomorrow? Tomorrow's game is not just important for the two teams who are playing out there. Tomorrow's game is important to all the teams on the table. Right from number 5, 6, 7, 8, everybody, apart from Chennai Super Kings, who are
even the two teams sitting at the top.
Sitting at the top because they have lost one game. Now, if RCB win tomorrow, they can go up to how many points? Can we see the points table one last time?
14 points. 14 points.
Up to 14 points. That will be meaning they can go at the top of the table. So that is for RCB.
They'll go to second.
No.
Yeah. They've got a minus net run rate, minus 0.09.
Correct. But still at number 2 position, that will push Mumbai Indians to number 3. So look at the the kind of stakes we have in tomorrow's game. And if RCB beat KKR tomorrow, SRH Rajasthan Royals and Kings XI Punjab will be celebrating in their dressing room
They'll be
because
licking their fingers.
हाँ they'll feel कि देखो हमको आज जीवन दान मिला है. Without even them playing, they'll be watching tomorrow's game. So let me quickly, get some thoughts about tomorrow's game from Keshav to begin with. Keshav, the game is at Abu Dhabi. Who do you think will win tomorrow?
Yeah, I think we this since this is a very important game for both the teams, as you said, and I think more than us, of course, the teams and the players will understand कि कितना बड़ा game है वो, that can literally change the whole tournament upside down.
Complexion,
So
yes.
yeah, so the all the 22 players will be under a lot of pressure playing over there, and it's again mind versus heart. My mind says that KKR has it in them because after they've got now Ferguson and Cummins, तो वो जो जोड़ी अब उनको मिल गई है, and ऊपर से उनके spinners, Varun is doing good. Kuldeep has come back. He did well in the last game. Probably they'll sit out Andre Russell and maybe bring back Naren now that he's cleared. And on the other hand, of course, RCB this season, this has been like उन्होंने ख्वाबों में भी नहीं सोचा होगा कि ऐसा सीजन हम जा रहे होंगे कि टॉप 2 में हम जाएंगे और चेन्नई सबसे नीचे होगी. So for the good of IPL, I do want RCB to win, but I just feel that KKR will.
Who will win? Mind, heart, ball, both.
Okay, I'll go out on a limb and I'll say KKR will win tomorrow.
Oh, that's a big call. That's a big call. That will. I hope the other franchises are not watching. They will not be liking what Keshav said. Sunny, your pick tomorrow.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard call. Looking at the points table, and the way KKR played the last game, and also the way RCB lost to KXIP. So for me, I think I also go with Keshav. I feel somehow KKR could manage a win tomorrow against RCB.
All right. I personally feel that RCB will easily beat KKR tomorrow. Because the resources which RCB has and the ground which the match is being played, I think RCB knows the ground. RCB has the players, and they have won a match which they should have not won at all. They just won it out of nowhere thanks to AB. And when somebody wins like that, the kind of momentum it carries to the next game is phenomenal. So just on that sheer fact, it has nothing to do with tomorrow's game helping SRH being alive in the tournament. No, I am just picking RCB on the basis of the fact that they have the team, they have a perfect balance, and not only tomorrow, I see them qualifying even for bigger matches in the future. So I pick RCB. So on that note, let's look at the prediction table. So I'm sitting pretty on a 23 games, 23 points. Keshav is next at 18. Sunny is on 14. So tomorrow, both of you have a chance of ensuring that I stop at 23 for now. But let's see what happens. So I think that's going to be really, really interesting game. And Andre Russell might not be playing, as Keshav said. I don't know how Narayan has got cleared. I have no idea in this world. How can you clear a bowler who was chucking 1 week ago, and within 1 week you found his action legal? It's absolutely crap. I wanted to use a harsher word, but let's not use it if children are watching our show. So, but that's not. I don't agree with it. You cannot have somebody taken away from the list so quickly. Anyways, that's how IPL works. That's how franchisee cricket works. There's a lot of pressures. It's not just the ICC. It's also the franchisees who make a lot of points. On that note, thank you so much, Sunny. I know it's been a tough day at the office for you, but I'm happy that you're smiling. Keep the smile going. Tomorrow, you might see very close game. Keshav, thank you so much. Even though Keshav joins us late, but the kind of inputs he gives, the kind of facts he presents, it's always wonderful to hear them, and it's fantastic.
Thank you. But just one thing, Imam ने सनी को बोला कि tomorrow will be a close game, और उससे पहले अपनी prediction जब दे रहा था तो बोलता है कि RCB will easily defeat them.
So thank you so much for pointing that out. But I'll go back to my first statement. I still feel that RCB will win it easily. But for the fans' sake, let's hope it's a close game. Let me correct my statement. Thank you so much for pointing out Keshav. As usual, Keshav is our correction. He's an autocorrect. हमारे group को autocorrect है Keshav. हमको correct करता रहता है wherever we go wrong. Thank you so much, guys.
जब उन्होंने ये शुरू किया था, when I was on the way and I was seeing it, and सनी ने बीच में did के साथ past tense यूज किया था, मेरा इतना मन किया कि काश मैं इस टाइम लाइव होता और मैं इसको लाइव पे मैं बोलता टोकता इसको कि सनी did के साथ कभी past tense नहीं यूज करते.
You know what I am talking about, right? I don't have to say anything else about what Keshav does to us in the group. On that note, thank you so much. Good night, sleep well. We'll catch up tomorrow, same time. Till then, take care. Goodbye.